in Los Angeles, California, driven around the world, and now in Switzerland.
Switzerland, I love Switzerland.
Can something be too perfect?
Reimagining a Porsche 911. I'm not sure that that's what I was trying to do in 2008. What I was trying to do when I started Singer was curate and conceive and present my vision of a perfect air-cooled Porsche 911.
At Singer Vehicle Design, perfection isn't the limit, it's a starting point. But what does the founder think about perfection?
Can something be too perfect? Well, how do you gauge perfection, I suppose? I've always kind of struggled to admit that we chase perfection. In recent years, I have had to accept that we do. And it's an uncomfortable thing to try and shoot for because it's impossible. Our cars aren't perfect. Nobody's cars are perfect. I'm not sure anything's perfect, but we can strive for things to be as good as they possibly can be. And I think that's part of Singer's philosophy.
This philosophy is the pinnacle of the 911. Not just redefined, reimagined.
And I like to think that our subject matter, the Porsche 911, deserves such a philosophy.
But Rob, why did you do that?
So the why is because I wanted it, and I tried to build my own perfect 911 a few years earlier on a limited budget, and that experience and the result of that experience fired my imagination and convinced me that a perfect Porsche 911, certainly perfect for me, existed. It existed in my head, and I wanted it, and I knew I had to get it out. And it became obsessional, and it became something that I couldn't stop thinking about. And everything else in my life kind of at the time fell by the wayside until I had managed to manifest this thing, which was the car that we showed to the world in 2009. To imagine something is a creative thing, and to reimagine it is a creative thing too. And when we're being creative, we're generally in love with something or an idea, or we're shooting for something that is deeply personal usually. And reimagination is just an incredibly accurate term for what we do.
Handcrafted under the sun of California, with a very high standard of quality.
What does quality mean to me? Well, quality is caring. Quality is something that you do for yourself, not because you have to. Yeah, that's quite good. And you can usually see it, that where something as there's been love and commitment put into something for no ulterior motive, that's when quality really shines through for me. I think design and creativity is a lot to do about knowing when to stop. It's always very hard to know when to stop. And it's very easy for me to see where we can pull, tweak, twist, dare I say it, improve, leave well alone when we shouldn't be touching anything, and rebirth this particular era of the Porsche 911.
What you see here is a Swiss homologated, naturally aspirated coupe, restored through Singer's classic services. This Porsche 911 reimagined by Singer is presented in Casablanca beige metallic, known as Goldfinger Commission.
It's kind of ethereal, Switzerland, and with that comes this quiet, contemplative sense of getting things done meticulously well, which I think is where, from an Englishman's point, from a visitor's point of view, is perhaps where I imagine that sense of quality which is inherent, perhaps the way the roads are manicured, the way the place is effortlessly happy in its own skin. It's quite an interesting place, Switzerland. I love it.